Hi everyone, and welcome back to this channel. I know it's been long since I've posted a video, and I apologize that I'm filming this video when it's raining, so you might be hearing irritated. Really sorry about that, but I had to film this video, and I've been laying off a lot of videos that I wanted to film for you, but here I am today and I'm filming this video for you. So today's video is about fully funded scholarships for African students to study in Africa. Yes, I know it's usually one of the unusual video requests which I got from Instagram, where I posted a poll asking you guys what kind of videos you want me to create, and one of you did ask me about this video that I'm filming today. So as I just said, today's video is about fully funded scholarships to study in Africa, as well as fully funded scholarships to study in Australia. That's a long intro. Let's get into the video. Alrighty, so as you can tell, this is the next day because yesterday I couldn't finish filming this video, obviously because of the rain and because the noise was going to be very bad. So today you guys will be dealing with the noise from the crickets outside. Still, I apologize for that. So to begin this video, let me highlight that I'm going to be sharing with you 5 scholarships. 3 of those scholarships will be for students who want to study in Africa, and the scholarships are for African students. And the last 2 will be scholarships that are open for all international students who want to study in Australia. So let's get started. So for number 1, I have a scholarship coming from Rotary Foundation. This scholarship is called Barrett Rotary Award, and this scholarship is open for students who want to do a research program. So this is mainly for PhD students, and these are the categories that you should fulfill for you to be offered this scholarship. The first is that you should be 35 or below the age of 35 to be offered this kind of scholarship. Oh, and correction, it's open for masters and PhD students. The scholarship can only be taken in South Africa, in one of the South African universities, which is in affiliation with this kind of scholarship. So you'll need to be sure that the university that you are targeting is affiliated with this scholarship. So for you to apply, these are some of the things that you need to submit. 1, you need to submit 2 copies of your CV. Second, you need to submit 3 recommendation letters. So you will choose if you want to select 2 recommendation letters, academic recommendation letters, and 1 professional, or either way. 3, you will have to submit your research proposal, and the deadline for this scholarship varies with the program that you'll be selecting, so you have to double check on the program that you select. Once accepted into the program and once offered the scholarship, you will get accommodation in South Africa. And let me highlight that this scholarship can only also be taken in Johannesburg, so you'll have to find the university that is affiliated with the scholarship has to be based in Johannesburg. You will also get economy flights to and from your home country. You will get weekly stipend and allowance for local transport. So that is that regarding this scholarship. I'll leave the link in the description below for those who want to apply for this, so that it's easier for you to just go straight to the application process. So now moving on to scholarship number 2, I have scholarship from Makerere University. So this scholarship is open for all sub-Saharan students who want to enroll at an undergraduate program at Makerere University. For you to be offered this scholarship, you must be accepted into the university first. So meaning that you'll have to apply for admission into the university first. You must come from economically disadvantaged background and must be from any of the African countries. The other requirement is that you should demonstrate some form of leadership, and you should also have record of community service. You should be fresh from high school and possess good academic records. So the deadline for this scholarship is usually around May. So if you want to apply for this scholarship, also make sure that you check with the school that the application is still open for application, and make sure that before applying for the scholarship you have acquired admission into this university. So that is all regarding this scholarship. Now let's move to the 3rd scholarship for African students who want to study in Africa. So the 3rd scholarship is by Ashinga, and this scholarship is only open to African students who fall under this criterion. You should be an African student who is an orphan. And by orphan, you could be a single orphan or a double orphan. You are eligible to apply. The next category is that you should have completed 12 years of your school. That means elementary through high school, and usually that's the case for us Lesotho students or majority of African students. And you should be a citizen of the following countries. I'll list them here, and I'll also leave the link in the description box to this scholarship so that you can check if your country falls under the eligibility list. The next category is that you should be 23 years or younger. You should show outstanding academic records, and you should also have the English proficiency level that they require. So that is regarding admission criterion in the scholarship, and these are some of the things that you will need to submit when you apply for the scholarship. You'll have to fill in the application form, which will be found down in the description below. You will have to submit your high school transcripts together with your high school certificates. So these documents that are required, you will have to submit copies, not the original documents. You will also have to submit a copy of a death certificate of your deceased parent or guardian. You will also have to submit a copy of your birth certificate, a copy of your ID or passport, recommendation letter, and 2 essays. So those are the things that we'll have to do to be accepted into the scholarship. So that is all regarding the scholarships that you can apply for as an African student if you want to study in Africa. So now let's move on to the 2 scholarships that I'll be sharing with you to study in Australia as an international student. So the first scholarship that you can apply for if you are an international student and you want to study in Australia, it's by Mellon University in Australia. And this is a fully funded scholarship which is open to international students for master's and PhD level. Unfortunately, not open for bachelor's international students. But stick around because the next scholarship caters for all undergrads through PhD students. So like I did mention, this scholarship is a fully funded scholarship, and it caters for your accommodation. It caters for your flight from home to Australia and back home. So each year they offer you a flight back home, and the programs that you can select are only for 12 months and 21 months. I'll come to the details of that later on. This scholarship will also give you insurance, it will also give you stipend, and it will cater for your room and board. So room and board basically means that you get offered accommodation as well as supplies towards your studies in Australia. So for you to be eligible for this scholarship, you will have to come from Africa, Asia, or South America. You should be accepted in one of the programs that the university offers for August intake. And you should have in your possession a bachelor's degree. Obviously, if you're going to be applying for a master's degree, then you need to have completed your bachelor's degree. And the same thing applies for people who will be applying for a PhD level. They'll need to have a bachelor's and master's to be able to do that. So the next category is that you should have professional work experience, and that is only required if you are going to enroll for a 12-month program. And for those who will be selecting the 21-month program, are not required to have any work experience. You will also need to submit standardized testing, and this only applies to certain programs, so you will need to check with your program if the standardized tests are required, and those tests are GRE and GMAT. Also, you will have to check with your program if they require you to write GRE or GMAT. So this is on the basis of either or. There's also another test that you can take in substitute of these 2 tests that I just mentioned. So also you can check with the program that you are going to apply for if you can take that substitute test instead. You will also be required to submit a resume, and the length of your resume is usually 1 page. I usually highlight this a lot under my program for work abroad, that a resume, a standard length for any resume that is accepted should be 1 page. But for this scholarship, they did mention that you can submit a resume of length 1 page to 2 pages. You'll also be required to submit English proficiency tests like TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo, although there are exceptions for people coming from these countries that I am listing here. So also the link is in the description below. So make sure you go and check and see if your country falls under the exception list. I know Lesotho falls under the exception list. Sorry, I'm going to have to be biased. Majority of my viewers come from Lesotho, and I'm a Lesotho, so obviously I make sure that I cater for Lesotho. So if you're from Lesotho, you already know that you won't be required to submit TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. Also, if you have a gap year between now and enrollment date, then you can select the optional essay option that is available on the application to state the reasons for your gap. Let me just iterate that this is only for people who have the gap between the accreditation and enrollment date. You'll also be required to submit Statement of Purpose, or SOP in short. This basically is your career goals, your academic and professional background, and you will usually be answering to the question that asks you how the program or how the scholarship is going to help you achieve your goals. And this Statement of Purpose has to be 1,000 words long. You will be asked to submit 2 recommendation letters, so you can decide if your recommendation letter will come from your previous employer and academic, or for those who don't have work experience, they'll have to go for academic reference letters. You will also have to submit a video interview. This is optional, but I highly recommend it for those who want to gain more points to acquire the scholarship. And the deadline for the scholarship is on the 10th of January 2022 and on the 31st of May 2022. And the last thing that you will need to submit for this scholarship is your transcript. And your transcript, unfortunately, will have to be evaluated if you did your bachelor's outside of US or Australia. So this scholarship or this school uses evaluation sites like WES and others. So when you apply, you'll be able to check which evaluation site you want to use for this application. So that is that regarding the Ghana Mellon University Scholarship. So now let's move on to the last scholarship. Like I did mention, this scholarship caters for bachelor students, master students, as well as PhD students. And this scholarship is from Charles Darwin University in Australia. Again, this is a fully funded scholarship that offers for your tuition, your room and board, your accommodation, your flights to and from your home country, monthly stipend, insurance, and they can also support you towards your internship if you want to do that. So this scholarship is open to international students from all other countries except Australia and New Zealand. Another eligibility requirement is that you should hold an admission offer from the university to be offered this scholarship. So you can't apply for this scholarship before obtaining an admission offer from this university. You should also be able to meet the English proficiency requirement, which is the English tests like TOEFL, Duolingo, or IELTS. You should also be able to sit for entry requirement exams for some programs. So highlight that I said some programs. So you have to check in with the program if they will need for you to take the entrance level exam. Also, the deadline for the scholarship varies with the program that you choose. Also, it varies with the level of study. Either you're applying for a bachelor's program, a master's program, and a PhD program. So make sure you use the link in the description below if you'll be applying for this scholarship to check the entry requirements of the program that you'll be selecting, as well as the study level that you'll be applying for. And this brings us to the end of this video. I hope this video was helpful to you as an international student who want to study in Africa or who want to study in Australia. And if indeed it was helpful, then don't forget to give this video a big like. And for those who have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure that you subscribe to this channel by using this red button down here. Make sure you join the ASA family, as I'll be posting more videos on fully funded scholarships to apply for as an international student. And I'll also be sharing more videos in the future for people who want to work abroad. And that is it for this video. I hope to see you again on my next one. Bye.